Hi there. I just went to the dump in Angel Fire, Nuevo Mexico, and I disposed of batteries, four um, chargeable batteries that were no longer working, the kind that you would use in a power tool, and one very small battery, a Duracell battery, a 9-volt Duracell battery. I went to that building there and disposed of the batteries. And I asked the guy there, why do you have to dispose of batteries? And he said that, well, they can explode if they like touch up against each other, for instance. And they can also catch fire. So they're a hazard. And I asked him, do you even have to dispose of the small ones? And he said, yes. Like dispose of them properly. Like you don't put them in your waste bin in your kitchen, or just with regular garbage. You're supposed to dispose of them at your local dump, or maybe at your local electronics store if they take them. But I've disposed a lot of the little small ones over the course of my life because I don't want to make the trip out to a place like this out of the way just to dispose of one dinky battery. But what I probably ought to make sure to do, I don't know if I will. It's kind of obvious that I don't really want to. Um, what I should probably do is just collect all my old batteries in one spot. That sounds like they might explode. That doesn't even sound like a good idea. I don't know what I'll do, but you're supposed to dispose of them over here. And that's my public service announcement. But I don't think a lot of people know that. I think they can know that. I think it is labeled on the batteries, like don't dispose of them in your normal trash. Um, that's not the whole point of this video. There's one more point I want to make, which is that there's like a scale of technology, you know, there's a scale of technology. I'm trying to make sure I'm not in somebody's way. Like if you have a stick and you're digging in the ground, that's decent. Well, it's not very good, really. But if you have a spade, which is like smelted or whatever, I don't even know what smelted means, but if someone made that spade or shovel, and someone put a handle on that shovel, that's better. If you have an excavator, that's even better, you know. But the thing about more technology is there's more you have to do. I have this car, and I feel kind of guilty about having this car because there's so much that I have to do to keep up this car. It provides me with convenience, but I know that I'm not properly using this car. I mean, look, I took out this seat because I knew I would be the primary user of this car and nobody else. I have kept that seat there just in case I meet a girlfriend or a soulmate, and someone comes into my life, and you know I want to have a seat for her, or she can drive and I can ride in the seat, you know. But still, there's one, two, three, four, five seats in this car, and I'm only using one of them, and that's a lot of space for one car. I mean, really, I should be driving a very, very small vehicle, if anything. But that's not like how things work in America, really. Maybe a motorcycle, but that's not good for the wintertime. But yeah, higher technology, more technology, more implements, more complexity. I don't know if this is inbuilt in God's system or not, but it seems like there's a lot to upkeep with higher technology things, and maybe you can reach a level of I've heard in the spirit world they just raise buildings using sound or something, or even on Earth they used to do that. They knew how to do that. I even saw a video once where of Coral Castle, this place, I don't know, somewhere in America. I want to say Florida, but apparently there was this guy at this place called Coral Castle that could move these extremely heavy blocks of um, rock and move them in place without like the modern technology that we currently have. He was aware of a technology that was even like greater than what we currently have. Maybe what like Atlantis and Lemur Lemurians, I forget, Lemurians, the Atlanteans and the Lemurians had, if those places really did exist. But yeah, the greater the technology, the more upkeep it seems, and I wonder how important it is, or how much better it would be if we would just, adopt less advanced technologies. You know, like right now, people are thinking AI is going to be the solution to a lot of things. I hear AJ saying that it's not. It's just somebody, programming things from their spot and their level and you know, their understanding and wisdom and their knowledge faculties and much of that and their morality, which may not be very good. So if you're getting information, if you're asking life questions of somebody who is not in a very high condition of love, you're not going to get a good answer. But people tout AI as a solution to a lot of things, but I think God and God's laws and the truth of the universe is really the only solution that you can depend on. So there's my 2 cents on that.